Ever considered that your current reality, the life you're living right now, might be off? Not that you're dreaming, but that your perception of reality could be a glitch, a wrong frequency. Sounds crazy, right? But hear me out, everything you feel, struggle with, or lament, you've already envisioned it, consciously or not. More than that, your mind has already reached the place you desire. You just didn't stick around. You let it fade. Have you ever caught yourself fantasizing about a totally different life? Maybe during burnout, financial stress, or just staring out the window, questioning, is this it? The thing is, in those visualizations, you were there. You achieved it. That's not poetic license, vividly imagining something with emotion anchors it in your mental frequency. The mistake? Snapping back as if you'd broken some rule, letting that vision dissolve. And that's where everything stops. My own transformation began while I was a Toronto firefighter, drowning in debt, lacking formal education, and with self-esteem so low I barely recognized myself. Then someone handed me Think and Grow Rich. Reading it transported me. A place of freedom, prosperity, and respect. I was in control. The impact was visceral, a sharp ache of possibility against the stark reality of my life. Think back, how many times have you glimpsed this other reality? Imagine quitting your soul-crushing job? Owning that dream house? Simply feeling serene? And why did you let those images vanish? Fear? Guilt? Self-doubt? Most people treat these visions as daydreams, fantasies. They are not. They are invitations, clues, coordinates your mind is giving you. And the amazing part? Science backs this up. A 2019 Stanford study showed the brain can't distinguish intensely imagined experiences from real ones. Emotional intensity, clarity, repetition, your body reacts as if it's already there. Your choices shift, your language changes, opportunities emerge. But that's where the trouble begins. Your ingrained beliefs, money's tight, success is for the lucky few, you're not qualified, kick in, sabotaging the vision. How? By distracting you, financial worries, fear of judgment, that nagging, not now, feeling. Let me be clear, that vision, that place, wasn't random. It's a memory of your future. You just need to do one thing, don't let it fade. Repeat the image daily, make it familiar. When exhausted, retreat to it. When everything feels wrong, find refuge there. When someone dismisses your dream, remember, they are trapped in a frequency where it's inconceivable, but you're not anymore. I doubted what I saw for a long time. I envisioned myself on stage, huge audiences, seminars, but how? I was a broke firefighter with no degree. But the image persisted. Then I asked, what if I simply refused to let it go? That's when everything changed. If your mind can go there, so can your body. Try this, tonight, before sleep, close your eyes, revisit that place. Stay there for 5 minutes. Not as a distant dream, but as something already yours. Repeat tomorrow. And the day after. Sustain that image long enough, and the world will respond. Everything vibrates. Everything's in motion. Including you. You might be sitting still, but that's just your eyes. Your body, emotions, thoughts all vibrate at a specific frequency, attracting what aligns. It might sound mystical, but your life, your possessions, your struggles, the people around you perfectly reflects your daily frequency. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you ****. Many wake up fearful, anxious, thinking, what if I run out of money, or what if it all falls apart again? What frequency does that create? Fear. Anxiety. Scarcity. The universe responds, not to your desire for change, but to your consistent state. And what does it return? More of the same. Years ago, before my life shifted, I woke up like that. Even with my thriving cleaning business, I felt a deep unease. That whisper, will it all crumble? I was growing, but vibrating at a frequency of fear. The result? Missed opportunities, self-sabotage at crucial moments. My inner vibration was stuck in insecurity, despite external appearances. And perhaps that's you now. You say you want more money, freedom, love, but mostly feel doubt, guilt, fear, resentment. These are frequencies. Low frequencies, attracting only what vibrates at that same level. Every thought, every emotion is a signal. Your returns are proportional to the signal's quality. Neuroscience is increasingly clear. fMRI studies show the brain reacts differently visualizing success with conviction versus imagining negativity or self-doubt. Body chemistry changes. Hormones shift. Decisions change. Many try to force reality, working harder, controlling the external, when they need to change their frequency. Like tuning a radio and hearing static. The signal's there, but the frequency's wrong. Your goals are there, but insecurity blocks clarity and opportunity. Notice how easier it is to connect with negativity when you're down. How traffic feels worse on a bad day. How everything seems to stall when you're stressed about money. It's not bad luck, it's frequency alignment. And you can change it. Not overnight, but through repetition, intention, and awareness. Understanding this, I built habits, uplifting music, positive affirmations, motivational videos in the morning, and most importantly, forcing myself to imagine what I wanted as already real, even if it felt impossible. Because I knew it was about maintaining that frequency, a matter of time before the world responded. And it did. It started with a choice: stop reacting to the external and intentionally emit the energy I wanted to receive. For the next 5 days, before anything else, choose your frequency consciously. It's not about constant positivity, but about controlling your vibration. Breathe deeply, imagine where you want to be, feel the peace of already being there, then rise. See how people react differently, problems shift, doors open where there were walls. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you vibrate. Your frequency is the key. Most people think they think. They react. Thoughts flit in and out like leaves in the wind, many not even their own. Energy constantly flows through our consciousness. Thoughts are everywhere. Enter a room of anxious people, you feel it. Peace in a room calms the atmosphere. This is vibration, frequency. Without mindful awareness, you tune into these frequencies, accepting thoughts unrelated to your true self. The human mind has inductive reasoning, the power to grasp an idea and decide what to do with it. But nobody teaches us to use this. We're taught to accept feelings as truth. Fear means danger. Something going wrong is a sign. But rarely do we ask, where did this thought come from? Or, does this thought help or hinder me? You choose your thoughts. You shape them. You create them. Those brilliant ideas while driving or showering. That creative spark, that intuition, what if I? We all have them. They come and go. You feel it. But what then? You discard it, ignore it, call it imagination, and return to autopilot. How many life-changing ideas did you dismiss before trying? How many times did your gut say, go, but you waited for fear to subside? Because your paradigm, that invisible system of ingrained beliefs, reacts instantly to keep you comfortable. It's your old use bodyguard, attacking any change. It's quick, making you doubt yourself in seconds, because you never learned conscious observation of your thoughts, that you can say, this thought isn't mine. I choose another. I remember, early in my journey, about to sign a contract that would multiply my income, a huge opportunity. But the night before, thoughts flooded in, you're unqualified. You're a nobody. You'll fail, everyone will see. It paralyzed me. I almost let the opportunity slip. Then I asked, what if these thoughts aren't true? What if they are echoes of my past, limiting me? I chose a new thought. I acted on the belief I could grow. I signed. My life was never the same. Ideas aren't scarce. They flow constantly. Scarcity lies in your capacity to receive, nurture, and let them grow. This requires attention and intention. Science says 95% of our thoughts are repetitive, over 80% negative. It's not just statistics, it's the reality for many. Think negatively, vibrate negatively, track negativity a cycle until someone breaks it. You can be that person. For the next 3 days, observe your thoughts. When negativity arises, doubt, criticism, fear, pause, breathe, and ask, does this move me closer to or further from what I want? If it hinders, discard it. You don't have to accept everything that pops into your head. Your mind is fertile ground, but you're the gardener. You choose what flourishes. You create thoughts. Intentional thoughts become ideas. Ideas sustained with faith become reality. No need for the perfect idea, the ideal moment. It's all flowing past you, now. Will you grab it, or let it slip away? The choice is yours. Always has been. Imagination isn't childish, it's your most potent force, the only place you can transcend visible reality. That's why it scares people. Many use imagination against themselves, envisioning failure, rejection, loss. The brain responds as if real. Hearts race, bodies tense, minds go into defense mode. They suffer from something that may never happen, but they lived it as truth. If imagination can create hell, what if you used it to create paradise? Leaving firefighting, I had nothing, no degree, no safety net, just an image, myself on stage, speaking to hundreds, people saying, I changed my life because of you. It felt like I'd already lived it. I didn't know how I'd get there, but I saw it, and that guided me. When everything screamed, stop, that image kept returning. The more I connected, the more the world reorganized around me. The physical world reflects the internal. Imagination directly shapes the internal. Your paradigm won't make it easy. When imagining something grand, that voice appears, you don't deserve it. You're not capable. What if you fail? Many quit, mistaking this resistance as a sign to stop, when it's the opposite, proof you're about to break through an internal limit. Imagine running with a rope tied around your waist. As you accelerate, it tightens. But keep going, and it breaks. Imagination is your momentum, the paradigm, the rope. Many recoil at the first tightening, retreating to the familiar, the small, the predictable. But the key is persistence. Maintain the image when everything screams, impossible. Your subconscious accepts it as truth. Everything changes. You think, feel, act differently, and reality bends. Look at J.K. Rowling. Single mother, on welfare, rejected by publishers. But in her mind, Hogwarts existed. Harry Potter existed. She wasn't creating, she was transcribing what she saw. This pulled her from poverty to becoming one of history's wealthiest authors. She didn't let that image die. She didn't retreat when the world said no. She stayed connected to the vision. What image dwells within you, buried from fear of judgment, failure, the unknown? What movie plays in your head when no one's watching, but you lack the courage to claim? The life you desire exists in your imagination's frequency. The only thing separating you is your ability to sustain that image with clarity and feeling. It's not about repeating empty phrases. It's about seeing, feeling, inhabiting that place so intensely it becomes more real than your current reality. Neuroscience confirms this. Visualization activates the same brain areas as real action. It's like rehearsing success. The more you rehearse, the more natural, the more likely it becomes. Imagination isn't a gift for the few, it's a capacity we all possess. If you don't use it, someone else will. Media will fill your head with images. Social media dictates what you should want. Outside opinions invade your dreams. Until one day, you ask, how did I get here? There's still time. Always is. Tonight, before sleep, imagine. But don't just imagine. Make it a ritual. See yourself living the life you desire, in detail. Feel it. Breathe it. Talk to that future self. If it tells you it's possible, believe it. Nothing is more powerful than a mind committed to sustaining an image until it becomes reality. Notice how patterns repeat, regardless of location, job, relationship. The same story, different characters, keeps playing out. It's not coincidence. It's reflection. Your world is a reflection of the image you carry within. Your reality is a mirror, and you define its form. It starts with self-image. Not what you want, but what you believe you are. You might want more money, but if you believe you don't deserve it or can't handle it, you'll push away prosperity. It happens silently. You don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself. I lived in that trap for years. Even after ditching the precarious gig economy and striking out on my own, a nagging sense of inadequacy clung to me like a shadow. I played the part of a successful entrepreneur, but underneath, I was still that kid, clueless, worthless, a nobody. And sure enough, setbacks hit. It wasn't the universe conspiring against me, it was a mirror reflecting my inner landscape. The truth is, we don't attract what we want, we attract what we asterisk our star. And who we are is defined by the story we tell ourselves. You can post daily affirmations, declare your faith in abundance, and devour self-help books, but if you privately see yourself as limited, confused, or lost, that's the reality you'll create. The game changer? It's not about controlling the external world, it's about rewriting your internal script. It's about choosing a new identity, a new narrative, and treating yourself accordingly. That seemingly small shift, it's transformative. Behavioral psychology backs this up. Studies show that individuals who cultivate a mental image aligned with their goals are far more likely to achieve them. Research published in the * Journal of Personality and Social Psychology * found that simply adopting the mindset of a healthy person or a successful entrepreneur, even * before * seeing tangible results, profoundly impacts behavior. They start acting the part, believing the part. So, be honest with yourself. What's your self-narrative? What label are you silently carrying? Insecure? Disorganized? Mediocre? That's the script dictating your decisions. Your relationships, your career, your earning potential, your limitations. Think about Mike Tyson, a boxing legend who achieved global fame and fortune, yet his internal narrative never caught up. That angry, hurt, marginalized kid remained, ultimately eclipsing his external success. He lost it all, not for lack of talent, but because his inner world couldn't sustain the weight of his outer achievements. The reflection shattered. The question you need to ask is, which version of me is running the show? And, even more crucial, does this version support the life I want? If the answer is no, it's time for a rewrite. You absolutely can rebuild your self-image, based not on what others told you, but on who you choose to be. Start seeing yourself as confident, decisive, prosperous, loved, respected. As that image becomes clear and ingrained, the world will align with it. Now, this isn't a walk in the park. You'll clash with old habits and beliefs, you might feel like a fraud. That's normal, it's the old mold cracking. Persevere. Repeat. Until the new mold feels natural. Until thinking small feels absurd. Until self-doubt is laughable. Genuine change begins when we stop asking, what should I do, and start asking, who do I need to be? Success isn't forged through sheer willpower, it's a resonance, a frequency, an image. Want to change your life? Start right now, by seeing yourself differently. Don't wait for permission from the outside world, it will only change * after * you change the internal blueprint. Ever notice how the fear of failure often outweighs the desire for success? It's like an invisible hand, freezing you in place when opportunity knocks. You overanalyze, focus on worst-case scenarios, and that exciting idea becomes a paralyzing burden. Why? Your relationship with failure. We're conditioned to view mistakes as shameful, setbacks as weakness, and failed attempts as worse than inaction. This breeds adults who live in the shadow of fear, not of losing, but of not being good enough. But almost nobody told you this. Failure is a growth frequency, part of the process, often the last stop before triumph. When I first launched my business, I felt completely in control, then I failed spectacularly. I had every reason to quit: lack of knowledge, capital, connections. But instead of running, I studied my failure, dissected it. And I discovered something transformative. Failure wasn't my enemy. It was a test, a challenge to see how far I'd push myself. Maybe you're going through something similar right now, a career change gone awry, a business venture that tanked, a financial goal that slipped away. Instead of seeing it as a stage, you've labeled it a sentence, defining yourself by the failure. But listen, you are not what happened, you are what you do with what happened. That's the difference between quitters and winners. Will Smith famously said his biggest breakthroughs came after his biggest breakdowns. Fear, he said, is a huge, invisible wall, but it crumbles when you walk through it. The fear of failure only has power until you confront it, then it transforms into learning, and learning is fuel. Psychology shows that individuals with a growth mindset, those who say, "This taught me something," instead of, "This defines me," are far more likely to achieve lasting success, not because they fail less, but because they fail better. They fall forward, using their setbacks as springboards, refusing to give up. Perhaps you're at a point where everything seems to be falling apart, and you're thinking of calling it quits. But before you give up, consider this: what if this is a test? A sacred moment to prove you won't betray yourself, that you won't let old fears win. A challenge: for the next 7 days, change the way you talk about mistakes. Every time something goes wrong, instead of complaining or blaming yourself, ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Write it down, reflect on it, create a new plan, and most importantly, keep moving forward. Because that's where 99% give up. The ones who persist, change their lives. You don't have to get it right every time, but you must keep going even when you're wrong, because failure is only the end for those who choose to stop there. You are the blueprint. The reality around you, abundance or limitation, is a direct response to the image you hold within. It's not luck or external circumstances, it's frequency. And that frequency starts with how you see yourself, what you choose to imagine, think, and feel each day. Now that you understand this, there's no turning back. The next step is right there, in the video appearing on your screen. In it, you'll climb another rung on this ladder of personal and mental evolution, a simple yet powerful step that can make you just a little bit better than you are right now. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's continue this journey together.